Digger, come back. Diggy Poo's mad. As soon as he's been sitting here so calm, as soon as I go live, he starts barking. Hey, Dig, come here, buddy. And of course, my nose is itching. Okay, so I'm on here tonight. I decided to pull a couple cards, and I wanted to kind of see what direction I wanted to take this video in. So that's kind of what I did. Greg is currently in the kitchen cutting up some of the spicy peppers that we have, and he's got everything locked up. So he's like, can you wait to do your evening workout until I'm done in the kitchen and hang with Diggs? So that's what I'm doing, and I'm hanging with you guys too. So I wanted to talk about the things that I've learned on my journey, and kind of like what's happening here. So the first thing that I want to talk about is when I started to lose weight before, I was extremely driven. I didn't have a lot of things that were going on in my life at the time, so I kind of jumped in full force with my whole fitness routine, which was good because it made me driven. I just didn't even focus on whether or not I was losing weight or what the progress was. I just kind of went with it, which now looking back, I mean, it was a good thing I was able to keep up with everything, but then at the same time, I look back and think like, well, I don't know, did I overdo it? I don't know. Even now, I'm still kind of confused about that, but I had the motivation. I had a goal in mind. I just focused on that. I didn't think about the goal as in a long-term goal. I thought of it in terms of, can I make it to my next meal? What am I going to have at my next meal? As long as I get through this work day and then I go to the gym and work out, then I can go home and relax, and then the day is over. You know, I wake up in the morning. I didn't even turn like my phone on or anything. I would just like get up, I would grab my bag, and I would just leave the house, and I would go to the gym, and I would get my workout done early in the morning, and that was it. And then I would go to work, and then when I got hungry in the morning, which was about 8:30, 9 o'clock, I would eat. And then, so I was just taking everything like one step at a time. You know, wake up in the morning, go to the gym, done, right? Then my next goal is like, okay, I have to have a good breakfast. Then once that's done. Then the next thing is, okay, just don't eat anything until I'm supposed to eat at 10:30, and then eat what I'm supposed to eat at 10:30. Done. So it just made everything like a lot easier for me. And that's kind of how I did it. So I know they say, you know, if you take your fitness, only problem with the gym for me is it's boring. Well, Chris, when I started to work out, what I would do is I took my phone, and we have Comcast cable. So what I would do is I would just turn on the Comcast or Xfinity app, and I would pull up one movie. And I remember watching, I think it was Bridesmaids, I think that's what it was called. That's what I would watch. And then what I would do is I'm like, okay, all I have to do is, you know, I'm going to stick this out for 45 minutes. And in the morning, I was just doing steady state cardio, right? So I'm just walking anyway. So I'm like, okay, I'll turn this movie on. I'll watch it from this point to this point, and then I'm done. I can go home and I can get on with my day. And that's what I did. And then when I started to do running intervals, then I kind of put on music because watching a movie wasn't always the best thing. Although, when I started, I really loved this. When the old gym that I had, all the cardio equipment had a TV attached to it. So when I was doing the step mill, I would watch Housewives shows, anything that was like on that channel. I don't even know what channel that is. I think it's E, but I don't even know. But that was like my guilty pleasure. So that was cool. That was like one of the things I did. And then my weight training was only 4 days a week. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. I sometimes do those 5-minute high-intensity workouts if I don't want to go to the gym. You can do that. Every little bit counts. Right now I'm struggling. So I'm trying to keep things pretty simple. I am just trying to, this is so sad. So at this point, I'm just trying to get in at least 10,000 steps. Once I do that, then I'll increase it. I don't really pay a whole lot of attention to calories in, calories out. I don't pay a whole lot of attention to how many calories I burn, which I guess to some people seems weird, but I just go with like what works. If I'm working out and I'm doing like 30 minutes and my weight is staying the same, if that's where I want it to be, or if it's dropping, as long as I'm doing that, then I go until, and honestly, I mean, I know what I can do with my body, and then with, depending on how much I'm eating versus, you know, my workouts. So I don't know, all of that kind of comes into play. But see, that kind of leads me into the other things. So I was doing all of that, and then I got to the point where I said, okay, so I'm working out, I'm doing everything that I'm supposed to be doing, but I need to find a balance, because I kind of like went all in and then I didn't know how to pull back. So I did one show and then I was like, okay, well, I'm going to do another show, but I was still pretty much like being really strict. And once after I did my second show, I'm kind of like, okay, I'm really on this whole kick that I need to have a healthy balance, right? Healthy balance. And I thought I had it. I mean, I was going out, I was eating, I was doing all this stuff. The thing is that my metabolism was like it was like on point. I was able to do all this stuff. And then all of a sudden, my body's like, okay, well, I know you're going to go back to the gym. Well, I know you're going to do this. And then when I stopped going to the gym and I stopped eating right, and it was just junk all the time, way too much wine, all that kind of stuff, then my body's like, okay, so you're not treating me right. So now you're going to have to pay for it, kind of thing. So that was my thing. I was like, okay, well, I could find a balance. And then I realized I couldn't. And then I got so far into losing it all that now I'm working to try to get back to that. So there's been some obstacles, some detours of what I'm doing. If you get into a rhythm, eventually your body will realize it's a routine. You'll be craving the gym and healthier foods. Absolutely, absolutely, Chris. It's exactly what happens. So, you know, just trying to get back focused on what I know that I need to do. And this time I'm going at it at a different pace and with a different mindset and attitude and idea of what I want out of it. And I think I also kind of learned a really important lesson, that I can't just go into something and then drop it, and then you know, because you don't want to lose it. So you just got to kind of keep at it and remember where your focus is and know what it is that you want to do long term. So that's kind of like where I'm at. I'm drinking my water. So I do want to find, I need to have some kind of balance, which is something that I'm obviously struggling with a little bit. But my mindset is changing, and the way that I'm looking at everything is starting to kind of come together. So I just need to know that this time that I need to look at things not so much as an obsessive nature, which I didn't think it was really obsessive at the time, but looking back, I could have done things with a little bit more of a balance. So it's just trying to know that balance and realize that there does have to be a balance. I can't go from one extreme to another, right? Balance. I kind of forgot about that whole balance part of the healthy balance aspect of things. So, but right now I have a girlfriend that is in the process of going through a competition prep. So talking to her, I spoke with her this morning actually, and it just kind of like really put me in a good mood. Actually, I found out that Greg and I have not bought tickets to the wine festival, and now I'm not sure if I'm going to go at all. They have the wine festival for the whole weekend, but we like to go on Saturday. And I asked him if he wanted to go Sunday, and he said no. But my girlfriend is competing that day. What keeps you out of the rut when you aren't feeling in the workout mode? I honestly, I've got to dig a little deep for this because in, I'm working on that again. But what I know worked for me in the past is just, I can't, hey, I, I cannot just decide like, okay, well, I'm just not going to do it, right? There's no option. It's like going to work. I don't want to go to work, but I have to go to work. You know, I want to eat, I want to keep the roof over our head, so I got to go to work. Same thing with working out. It's not an option. It's just a go do it thing. So I think that's what helped me when I was competing before, is because it wasn't an option. It's like you're going to get up on stage practically like naked in a very teeny tiny suit. So, you know, you have to be ready for that. So that's one of the things. It was kind of like, okay, well, I get up in the morning and I have to go to the gym. I don't have time. And I realized after I stopped competing, I would get up in the morning, I would turn my phone on, I'd BS around, I'd look on social media and all that kind of stuff, and I'd BS around for, 20 minutes, and then I would leave and I would go to the gym. When I was competing, I would get up, I would literally roll out of bed and grab my keys, get in the car, and drive to the gym. And that was it. And then I would walk into the gym. I would have it in my head like, okay, I have to do 45 minutes of this of the step mill. Let's get on the step mill. I do my 45 minutes. Once that was done, I could leave, go home, get ready for work, get on with my whole day. And then I would come back in the evening. I would take my pre-workout as I was leaving the office. I would drive straight to the gym. Pre-workout was kicking, and then I would just want to get in, do my weight training if it was a weight training day, get my cardio in after that, and then once I was done, I could go home and go to sleep and get up and do it all over again. That was that. The occasional days that I would have to do meal prep. But all in all, my foods were pretty simple and pretty basic, and there wasn't a whole lot to really think about with my food. I would have my protein, which was either, my staples were hard-boiled eggs, egg whites. I take the egg yolks out. Chicken, which was usually baked chicken. Ground turkey, or ground turkey or ground chicken. I'd have one of those. And I had almonds, and cabbage was like my go-to veggie, and that's pretty much what I had. And then depending on what point it was in my prep, I would either have avocado or pico salsa. So, and then I had the condiments. Usually I went with hot sauce, Frank's hot sauce, or sometimes Texas Pete, and then a whole bunch of different mustards. So I did low carb, no carb, keto kind of thing, really no carb. Although you can't technically do no carb because there's carbs in pretty much everything. There's carbs in cabbage, there's carbs in everything. So I actually just found out that half of a lime has 4 grams of carbs. I did not know that. I was like, wow, that's a lot more carbs. I kept my carbs pretty much under 20 grams of carbs daily. My calorie count was pretty low too. So I don't think I realized just how low my calorie count was, and I was working out a lot. I was doing I can't remember exactly what I was doing, honestly, but I want to say I did 60 minutes of cardio in the morning, at least 60 minutes. So 60 minutes, I don't think it was an hour and 30 minutes. I'm thinking it was 60. So 60 minutes in the morning, and then I would go back in the evening. 4 days a week I did weight training, and 7 days a week I did cardio in the morning and cardio at night, 7 days a week. That's what I was doing, and it was an hour of cardio at night as well, I'm pretty sure. I don't think it was more than an hour. I remember you making a few of those working out sessions mixed in your vlogs. Yeah, I was, and then I kind of like slacked off a little bit, but I'm gonna bring it back. I just feel like, I guess I feel really embarrassed because I've put on so much weight, and I'm just like, I don't know what I want to do. I don't know if I really want to put that out there, but I'm going to. I'm going to. As a matter of fact, I'm going to, by the weekend, I'm going to also belong to a gym outside of the home gym that we have here. I'm going to join one of 2 gyms that are around here, so we'll figure that out. I think Greg might be joining a gym with me, but once we figure that out, then I'll share. But I'm going to be doing some more workout type vlogs, and I'm also going to be doing a lot more video talking about fitness and all that kind of stuff, because it is important. It's really important for me, and especially Greg is also, he's wanting to make sure that he keeps his strength up. He went to the store the other day, and he said that he saw somebody that was kind of like struggling to carry a paint can, and he's like, and they're like well, they're his age, and he's like, I don't want to be a burden on you. So I'm like, okay, so I'm trying to like stay on top of him too. Greg has crazy strength. I mean, I don't know where he gets his strength from, but he's still concerned about it. And I'm like, you know, it's okay, but he's a man, so. But yeah, so I figured I would just come on here and kind of get some of those thoughts out in the open. If there's anything that you guys want me to talk about related to fitness, I'm also going to be doing some recipes and cooking, and I think I'm going to try to figure out how to do some cooking videos where you guys can actually see what I'm doing. So we're working on that. Greg and I are also working on trying to organize the kitchen a little bit, because we do have the really old cabinets in the kitchen, you know, like the old tin or the old metal cabinets from the 50s. Really cool cabinets that actually sell for a lot when people are trying to do the whole retro kitchen thing. The only problem is that the cabinets are so small that the majority of the items that you would go to the store to buy today won't fit in the cabinet. So we have so much crap on the countertops, and we're trying to make all of that work in the kitchen. I mean, I love the kitchen, but we are going to have to get new cabinets eventually, because the kitchen's not functional. It's awful, but it looks cool. The cabinets are cool. So, and I don't know what we're going to do with the cabinets once we do that. I know that there are people that would buy the cabinets, but they might be in other states, and who knows, and the cabinets are heavy, so I don't know what we're going to do, but that's besides the point. I am going to be doing some cooking videos. I'm definitely going to be doing recipes on my blog, and kind of getting those up and sharing the macros, so the carbs and the protein and all that kind of stuff. So I'm excited. I got some things, and I've been really working on changing my mindset and my thoughts on everything that has happened in the last 7-8 years. And I have been working on that now for about 3 weeks. So I feel like I'm starting to get to a really good place where I can come out of my shell a little bit more. Goodness. I have to run. No problem. Have fun. Thanks for stopping in. So yeah, so I mean, I'm feeling a lot better about everything that's going on, and just trying to take everything to a new level and all that good stuff. And I have my goal, well, there's a couple things. So I've mentioned it in my blog this morning that I'll have uploaded, I don't know when, but Greg went and ordered the Jeep for me, so that is going to be here before our anniversary, which is November 1st. And it is everything I wanted. When he first told me about it, he's like, well, you know, I want to get you a Jeep, but you're going to have to compromise on some things. And then it turned out that it just didn't work out well. Don't be embarrassed how you look. Oh, thank you. Thank you. That is sweet. Thank you. I need to hear that sometimes. So, yeah, so Greg got me the Jeep. We ended up ordering a 2020. We were gonna try to see if we could find a 19, but it just was not working out well. And the cost that they were trying to charge us, and we were not gonna be able to get everything that he wanted to get in the Jeep. So he's like, we'll just order one. So he ordered one, and I was really looking at the mojito green because I thought that looked so cool. But then I saw a bikini on the lot. It's a bikini, it's called Bikini Blue, and it is so cool. It's like this blue, metallic-y blue kind of thing. So he built the Jeep online, and then he took it to, he went to a couple different Jeep dealers, and he said, this is what I want, the 2020, when can you order it, and how much is it going to cost? And he got a deal that he was fine with, a little bit more than what he was looking to spend, but not much more, like $500 or something. But it's going to have everything that we want, the color that I want. They're going to build it special for me. And there's stuff in there that, I don't know. I don't really need all the stuff that's in it, but it's like cool, like, yeah, I want, so it's going to have like a push to start. And it is a soft top, and it's 2-door because I don't want anybody to think that I have children, because no, we're done with that. So yeah, so that kind of stuff. I don't know, I'm excited. I'm just rambling. I cannot wait. So they're saying anywhere from 6 to 12 weeks. But anyway, I was gonna say, I have a goal weight in mind that I want to be by the time that the Jeep comes. It's also going to be around the time that my girlfriend's going to compete, so we've got all that going on. Everything okay, babe?
Yeah, I miscalculated. My bag's not big enough.
Oh, okay.
I can't make a good bag if I need to do it.
Oh. Okay, so Greg he's trying to process the peppers that we have. He went and picked a lot of the Carolina Reapers and Ghosts and habaneros that we have growing, and he's working on bagging those up. I think the batch that he has tonight is going to go in the freezer, so we'll have some frozen. Then he will also use the dehydrator, and then we will also crush some up. And we put it like in a little shaker bottle, and we use that too. So I don't know, we're trying to save everything that we have. This year for tomatoes is pretty much done, and the only thing that we have left are peppers, and peppers usually go until about November. However, this year is really odd weather. The weather this year is odd because, well, for instance, this morning when I got up at like 6 o'clock, it was 59 degrees out, but it got up to 90 degrees today. And it feels like fall is starting to come in a little bit sooner than it should. So I'm not sure how that's going to go with the peppers. And it does seem like the tomatoes started to come in late, and they are finishing kind of early. And the hot peppers are coming in early, but I'm just not sure. I guess it's going to depend. So we're going to try to pick everything that we can while we can, and then we'll go from there. But the tomatoes, you can just kind of tell, like, they're still coming in, but they're not at their like yummiest, I guess. But this year was a good year for tomatoes, because last year was a bust. I mean, you could go to the store and they were like $4 per tomato. It was ridiculous. And I was like, no way, no way. So we tried to save as much as we could this year. So we did that, gave a whole bunch away at work, you know, the usual. So, but I think Greg is almost done with the peppers, and then I can get my workout in, try to get on top of things. But I am feeling much better. I had a really good discussion with a friend, and we were just talking about what's happened to me over the last couple years and why I kind of gave up everything that I had worked hard for. like it was nothing. I'm just like, whatever. So, and I am also working on learning cards and just trying to be a little bit more intuitive and trying to find positive things in life. So, but like I was saying, I don't think we're gonna go to the wine festival this year at all. I don't know. Greg and I have to talk about that.
I thought you were on the video. See,
I am.
Got so far. Not close.
Oh.
I was going to show you before I seal them up.
Oh. That's a lot. Is that?
150.
That's all of them? You got 150 this
50
time?
Ghosts, 50 Reapers, and 50 Scorpions. Stay there, Monday.
Yeah, shut the door on him. Okay. Dig is not happy. Y'all should, you should see the book stack that I have going on over here. It's a little crazy. Digger, puppy. So, all right. So I don't know. I might come back one later and do some card reading, or maybe not. I guess it depends because it's 7:30 now, and I still have to get my workout in this evening. I have a goal. I want to try to be down 20 pounds by the time that my new Jeep arrives. So I gotta get on that. So it's kind of like what I'm gonna do. I guess I'm gonna end this here. I came on, I said what I wanted to say today, and Digger's barking. So I appreciate you guys for hanging out with me, and I will see you guys in the next video, whenever that may be.